For great ideas and practical tools you can start using tomorrow to grow your business and separate you from the competition, you've come to the right place. If you're into B2B marketing and sales, then welcome to the one and only B2B Marketing and Sales Podcast. With over 60 and counting total years in the trenches of businesses small and large, they have a plethora of knowledge and experience that generate you more leads, capture more clients, ring up more sales. Well, doggone it, just make you more money. How about that? Always thought-provoking, yet dubiously entertaining. Please welcome to their respective microphones across 3 time zones, your co-ringmasters, the Dave Loomis, and not the rock star, Steve Miller.
We can do that. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. Hey, gang. Welcome to the B2B Marketing and Sales Podcast with none other. Did I put it? It's right here beside me. None other than, oh boy, this guy. I'll tell you what, when he posts on LinkedIn, he gets so much reaction. Mr. David Mayo Loomis, right there. Marketing is everything we do.
That's
and
my name.
Soon to be followed by another book, which I'm going to let him talk about that because I already know the title and that stuff. And me, and I'm his sidekick. So, and he's also known as the Voice, Mr.
The Voice.
The Voice.
That's true.
So say hello to our little friends. And welcome, buddy.
Hello. Welcome to the B2B Marketing and Sales Podcast.
I will forever.
Hello, Steve. Steve didn't really introduce himself.
I didn't,
because he's Steve Miller. He's not the rock star.
I don't want to. He
is a marketing gunslinger.
I am.
He's also Kelly's dad.
Yep.
He also has a smoking hot wife named Kay, who is also extra special and has a book. And Steve's coming out with new books.
She has
Uncopyable Sales Secrets is the name of Kay Miller's book. Yeah. And Uncopyable and multiple versions of Uncopyable.
We just delivered our manuscript for our next book. We just delivered that, and I need to send it to you, sir, because I need you to read it and comment and give us a big push, because I know, I just can't get over the fact that you go onto YouTube. I don't mean YouTube. You go onto LinkedIn and you post a little video and it just explodes.
Yeah.
Explodes with comments and people and likes and applause.
Yeah. Yep.
We're going to talk about that because would you like to make the announcement?
You go ahead, Steve.
You sure?
Yeah. You go ahead.
Well,
just sit back though, because your microphone, when you lean forward like that, your microphone does not record you as well.
It doesn't record me as well? Does it do it? Does it record when I go like that, when I take the microphone?
Yes, when you bring the microphone.
So that's what I have to do.
Steve is scaring me.
I'm using my laptop camera today, as I was explaining to you earlier, that my other camera was not working, and so I had to switch to this, which gives a very different perspective here. And of course you can't really see my books as well as you can with the other one. But
it's fine. It's fine.
It's good enough.
We can hear your voice.
So,
and what do you have an announcement to make?
I have an announcement to make. We have an announcement to make, is what I should say. I should be retired, but I'm not. And because I just love what I do. And I love working with helping people, and I love working with and getting to know, when Dave and I first started this podcast over 2 years ago, we didn't really know each other that well. We kind of connected a tiny bit, and then we started kind of, sharing thinking and thoughts and stuff like that. And I don't remember who it was that said, we could do a podcast. And whoever said it, the other guy said, sure,
I think we said it simultaneously because
we
were both guests on another podcast, and then we on Clubhouse, I think it was.
Yes,
and then,
we were on Clubhouse together.
And then we both contacted each other, and we had the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was such a fun conversation. We pretty much took over that conversation.
Oh, we owned that Clubhouse conversation. I remember that really well.
We did. It was
the people were just like the applause. I mean, whatever it was that they would
whatever those things are. Yeah. Cups of coffee or something.
Yeah. And so we've had, and I think this is either like our 85th or 86th episode. We've been doing it for a little over 2 years. We it hasn't been exactly once a week, but
it's pretty close. So that means that we've spent so for those, it's a lot more than an hour each time that because we talk a little bit before, we talk a little bit after usually.
Yeah, so Kay came in and she was talking to you.
It's going to be more than an hour. So it's got to be between 100 and 120 hours
at least
that we've spent time with each other in the last couple of years, and it's been incredible and incredibly well spent time.
And we have not ever met face to face.
That is a true statement.
Yeah,
which is just so incredible.
This partnership is a product of the internet generation and everything, and so I'm sure that you can kind of figure out what we're leading up to is that. Because you know what, we are also we both have been creating new spectacular projects,
correct,
on our own, and Kay and I were talking about this quite a while ago. I was just saying, man, I'm spending so much time on these. We were writing a new book, and just building other stuff, and also just. I don't. Even though I love working,
you don't like me.
I don't want to kill myself.
Oh! I thought you were going to say you don't like me anymore. And plus, this guy is starting to drive me crazy.
Well, I know. On your side, that's true.
No.
I know that's true. Whoops! I forgot to move that with me when I went.
Okay, so this is our last.
So this is it. We are signing off. Of the B2B marketing and sales podcast. And just when we have passed 5,000 downloads and top 10%.
Top 10% of podcasts on the planet Earth.
On the planet Earth.
And therefore the universe and cosmos.
It may very well be, higher universally.
Could be.
And I know that you... you made that announcement that just stunned the B2B world on LinkedIn. And so my and I do want to say to people, I've had such a good time doing this. We lift your glass up, man. We're
cheers.
We're having he's having what he calls a Loomis, and I'm just having brown liquor. And,
it's a celebratory little cocktail to send us out on a high note.
But that doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about something, because really what we're going to talk about is what I would like to hear from Mr. David Mayo Loomis, author of this book. Okay, if you're listening, okay, just know that I'm showing his book. Okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Video. All right, so tell us about the lightning bolt that came out of the sky that hit you right in the head and came up with
the
phrase, the term.
So
what you are really working on.
Yeah, my project is about a term that I have trademarked called customer outsight.
Oh man.
Outsight, not insight. Outsight. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, what does that mean?
What does that
mean?
It
actually sounds cool.
You know what's amazing? You mentioned the LinkedIn post about this.
Yeah.
I made an announcement about the concept. I made a little video about it, and I wrote a LinkedIn article about it, and it got a lot of attention. So I got a comment from somebody that I didn't know, and it was sort of questioning my word. And it was a great comment because it said, how would someone know the difference between an insight and an outsight? And it was a absolutely valid question.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think, but I had already really sort of thought about that, and it's sort of built into the concept. I think, just a bottom line or a sidebar or whatever, it's the intention is the most important thing behind this. Why you're doing what you're doing, and what you're going to do with the information that you learn. And I'll get to that in a second. But what I wanted to tell you was that this morning I had coffee with that person who wrote that comment.
Was he local?
He ended up being from the Cleveland area where I live.
Oh, wow.
And so I said,
what are the odds of that?
I said, hey, let's get together for coffee. I really appreciated your comment, and I'd like to meet you. And it turns out he is the retired COO of GE Lighting. And he told me about his whole career at GE and how voice of customer interviewing completely changed the trajectory of his career and of GE Lighting. And it was just so fantastic. No kidding. And so thank you, LinkedIn, because their algorithm worked. I tried to figure it out why he saw that. And it turns out that he had become very recently connected to a very good friend of mine. And because he was connected to him, he saw, and my friend commented, he saw that, He saw that post. So customer outsight is about a change in perspective, essentially. We hear so much about insights. It's just, it's just, it's great, but it's run its course, and it's also now used to describe just about everything that really isn't an insight. Everybody thinks they're doing voice of customer work, but honestly, most companies are still doing it because they want to make themselves more money. From a selfish standpoint.
The ones who are doing it right.
No, no. Here.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
There's nothing wrong with businesses need to make money to stay in business. Right. That is a fact. So there's nothing wrong with that. We live in a capitalist society. Excellent.
I've heard that. Yes.
But there's two kinds of businesses in my book, which one is, hey, I want to figure out how to make a lot of money. I'm going to figure out how to do it. And, people said be customer centric. So I'm going to do that because that's going to make me a lot of money. Or how about the company that says, hey, I'm devoted. I really am actually devoted to my customers and helping them succeed. And if I do that, then I'm going to be successful too.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe get to the same place or an even better place, hopefully a better place following that second one. So it's a change of perspective. Insights are selfish from your own perspective. Even though you might be getting voice of customer, why are you doing it? To help yourself. Outsights are what you hear and the nuggets that you pull out of conversations and learnings that will help your customer and therefore help you.
Right.
And, is it semantics? Sure. I mean, in a way, but my discussion with the guy this morning, he said, I love your idea. Even though I sort of, was questioning it, he's like, if it gets people to think differently, then you've accomplished your goal.
And I'm going to say that, and especially since we've met, okay, and when I've kind of had these conversations with my clients over the years where, I've sent clients out. I've had them send their salespeople out to have customer conversations that I don't think I even knew the term voice of the customer at that time. That's how uneducated I am. And but I would also say, so like for example, I will say, like, the Society of Automotive Engineers, who have this fantastic trade show, and they have a staff of salespeople who go out and work with companies to be exhibitors and also to be successful exhibitors, stuff like that. And ostensibly they're selling exhibit space. And I said, and I had them, and they agreed to do it. I had them go out to have meetings with all of their customers and prospects, but they were not allowed to talk about the trade show.
Interesting.
I said your entire purpose is to go learn as much about their business as possible. You are not there to talk about you.
That's great. So no selling, no solving, and I'll bet the people they talked to loved it because they were used to, like, they were all getting strapped in, ready for the sales pitch.
Yeah, the response was unbelievable. They came back and they were like, oh my gosh, they loved it. The customers loved it, and so therefore the salespeople loved it, because yes, ultimately the customer felt like they were being listened to and heard. Okay. And then in addition to that, they felt like the people from the association gave a shit.
Exactly.
So it
helps on many levels.
And I think that's the first time I've actually cursed on this program, but
it may be.
Yeah. So I waited till the last episode. I figured
awesome.
I gave myself permission to do that.
Good job.
And so and you have taught me so much about voice of customer, and I've translated it to my clients, and I just think that it's helped them tremendously. But this concept of going with I mean, even if it's, you say, oh, it's outside, and some people go, oh, that's clever, right? And like you say, that one guy, he kind of thought that probably, but now he's hearing it and he's going outside, and because you see what it's doing is it's skewing their perception of the word insight. And I think it's skewing them into a more, oh, now I get it.
Yeah, I have a visual sort of technique.
You brought visuals for this last program?
Yeah, no, well, Steve will tell you what he's seeing right now. What am I doing?
Oh, you are looking at the big picture or the little picture.
Yeah, so I'm looking through a pair of binoculars.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I
just supposed to say the obvious? You're looking through a pair of binoculars.
Well, I know, but a lot of people are listeking, so they can't see it. So,
and you know what? Because of my I'm sorry. The people you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Voice has taken the voice has brought a pair of binoculars on, and he's looking at me.
Yes.
Through the binoculars.
Right. And so what I like to say is that that's sort of the way most companies do voice of customer, or customer conversations or that sort of thing, from their own selfish point of view. I'm going to take a closer look at these customers so I can learn and then make more money. Again, right. Not a bad thing.
How to sell them more.
Not a bad thing. But my point about Outsight is you take these binoculars, hand them over to the customer, and have them look through them and look at you.
Look at you.
And look at the market and their competitors or whatever they want.
Yeah.
And you ask them questions and they tell you what they see. That's, to me, what Outsight is. It's that change in perspective.
I think that, you know, and I think that's brilliant. I'm glad you trademarked it. Because, you know, there are nefarious people out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Nefarious. And,
right.
You know, and I mean, I've been accused of being one of those, but I would never do that to you.
Thank you.
And
I'll just sue. I would just have to sue you anyway.
Well, but that way we would finally meet.
Oh boy, I'll see you in court.
I'll see you in court. That's right. So, see, I love this. I love the concept too, because I think if you say, okay, I'm going to hand you the binoculars, and you look at me and ask yourself, okay, I'm going to get a closer look at this company, right? And I'm going to ask and while I'm getting a closer look at this company, I'm going to ask myself, how can they help me make more money?
Exactly. That's the customer speaking. Exactly.
Yes, it's the customer speaking.
Yeah.
How can they help me make more money?
And then the other thing that's really cool about it is it makes it their meeting, not your meeting. So much of voice of customer work, any kind of like market research, it's like the person you're interviewing feels like they're doing you a favor and they want to get it over with. And then they kind of sometimes want to take a shower afterwards because they're just like, oh my God, that's it. And it just gave me another kind of perspective of this is that, in fact, I know this is how this is gonna help a lot, is that even when you're doing a voice of customer meeting, okay, which has proved to be extremely valuable, it's still a little bit about you. I'm the person who's asking the questions. Yeah, the company that's doing it and conducting it, sure.
All right. And the customer on the flip side might be really thinking that they are doing you a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? By and sharing their time with you,
right,
and their information and stuff like that. But if you give them the binoculars and let them look at you, it's now about them.
Right.
Right? Because like I said, they're looking at you they're looking at you and they're saying, I'm looking at you. How can, and what I'm looking for is how you can help me. And so now the conversation becomes about the customer.
Exactly. And then afterwards, and I've heard this, like I've heard customers say, wow, like, thank you. Like usually you're the one that's thanking the customer for the interview. I hear thank you a lot from the customers because you listened to me, you heard me.
Right.
I got a chance to share some of my thoughts about improvement or unmet needs or whatever your objective is. So that's what I'm working on. Thanks for asking.
And
we definitely want to hear what you're working on.
I am fully expecting a book from you.
Yeah, there's a book. It's going to be a bestseller.
Yep. We'll make damn sure.
You heard it here.
We will make damn sure that
you heard it here.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and have you registered a domain?
Yes, customeroutsight.com.
Oh my God, it was available.
I know. Isn't it amazing?
That is amazing. Good for you.
Yes.
Good for you. So, yep.
We are going to make
it here first.
Happen. Make it happen. And
here's what I'm going to give you a recommendation. And you are probably light years ahead of me. You've probably already done this.
Maybe I haven't.
Is that if I go onto and I type in customeroutsight.com right now, what will I find?
I think it redirects to my current website.
Yeah, I would create a landing page.
Okay, I haven't done it.
That you say, hey,
Coming
you are
soon.
early. You're one of the first. You've heard about Customer Outsight. You've heard what I'm working on. And so let's start a dialogue. Number one, when you hear Customer Outsight, what do you think of? Okay. Number two, would you like to get a weekly newsletter from me on the progress of me putting this stuff together and just my thinking about this, and what questions would you have for me about this? And I would turn that landing page into a conversation.
I love everything about what you suggested, and I'm going to do it. Thank you. You guys are here, all listeners, you're hearing, real live marketing in progress.
You're listening to Real Live Marketing Consulting in progress.
Yeah, exactly.
And, this is how we work with our clients. I mean, and I know, like what you were talking about earlier, was how you work with your clients, and I'm always on the and now you see and this is how we kind of morph into sort of my conversation. But Kay and I many years ago became friends with Zig Ziglar.
Ziglar.
One of the
double Z.
One of the huge benefits of being, and I dare say, a successful professional speaker, and you kind of become part of the club, and with other speakers, because you meet each other at conventions, at conferences, at meetings, and stuff.
Yeah.
And so you get to know each other, right? And we were and a lot of the people that you meet who are super famous are fantastic people. You also meet people and you realize, oh, they're not really what we think they are, right? Their stage presence, their stage persona is not who they are off stage. The good news and the bad news of learning this stuff and meeting people and stuff.
Yeah, sure, of course.
But we have had we've been blessed to have spent a lot of time with a lot of really just unbelievable people because of the speaking world. And one of them was Zig. I mean, that guy was absolutely who he was on stage. He was 100% authentic, and just touched. It was genuinely genuine, I guess. Okay. One of his, and his quotes are all over the place, right? The quote that Kay and I live by every single day is, if you help enough other people be successful in their life, they will help you be successful in yours. So, which is what you were just talking about, with the outside, is saying that you want, by handing the binoculars to the customer and letting them to look back at you, you are now helping them be more successful. So
that's the intent. That's the intention.
And that is so basically we're both living the same daily
I love it. I'm glad you came up. I'm glad you mentioned that quote. It's meaningful to me. That goes for business, and it goes with my personal life and all my volunteer activities and all that too. What comes around goes around, but just be careful. Don't do it intentionally because you know what it comes around goes
around.
No. Because that defeats the purpose. It's like,
thank you for
I'm going to help you because
you have to be genuine.
You really have to mean it. You really have to care. So if there's any kind of like one piece of advice, it would be just care about other people,
care about your customers,
their businesses, care about
their businesses, care about their families, everything like that. I was on a call today with one of my clients, and I just love these guys to death because they're very successful. And but they also do stuff they're based in Pittsburgh, and they just look for ways to help the community. And so one of the daughters of an employee who's a teenager in high school, she started to get involved in this program locally called Souls for Souls, SOLES for SOULS, that she found out that there were a lot of kids in her school who just didn't have good shoes, right? And she decided that, okay, you can't do everything for everybody, but you can do a little bit for people, right? And she decided her mission was to go find shoes and share them, and just give shoes away. And she would go to her friends and she would say, "Do you have shoes you don't need?" And then she would go get a big, a bag, hefty bag, and throw the shoes in there.
Wow, that's great.
And then she would go, and then she would announce to people, she would say, "I've got shoes. If you need shoes, come and see if some of these shoes fit you." She is now, and this has now turned into a pretty big deal. And they were talking today about the fact that they started this, a campaign within the company.
That's great. That's great. Yeah.
And as of this morning, they said they have over 7,000 pairs of shoes that they have collected from employees of this company.
Right. Well, just to put a dot on that point.
Yeah, go for
it. If that daughter of the employee who was in high school, if she was looking to pad her resume for college applications, because kids have to be involved in a lot of things.
Yeah.
If she was just saying, "Look, I got to figure out something to do to make it look like I care. I guess I'll do this shoe thing or whatever. Like, here's an idea so that I can write about it in my college essay."
And I'll get a couple dozen. I'll get a couple dozen shoes.
Yeah, if that was the intention, who knows where it would have gone.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about.
No.
We're talking about authenticity and genuineness and caring being at the root of everything that we do, and then it takes off. And people get obsessed and nervous and all sorts of things about the things that they, talking to customers and what would they say and how will I appear and all that. It doesn't matter. If you actually care about them and come across as a friend, we say and ah and stumble on words all the time. It doesn't matter. Nobody notices because we're talking about something that we care about.
Yeah.
So we really want to hear about what you're doing.
Well, what we're doing, and what Kay and I have, we without trying to be bragging or anything like that, one of the biggest things that has helped make us successful is that we have created a brand for our based on the word uncopyable, and we have created personal brands that have really just people know who we are. The people in our industry, the people who are as we call our moose.
The moose, the people that you need to reach.
We are rock stars to our moose.
Yeah,
and
which is fantastic.
We have done that very, very deliberately, very consciously, and we've helped companies be successful, small companies, who, by helping them through uncopyable branding and that type of stuff, have grown and been more successful. But we've also started to realize that individual people should, if they're in the marketplace, I mean, if they're in, if they're an adult and they're in the marketplace and they want to get more successful, they want to maybe they have their own small business, they're solopreneurs, and they want to be more successful, people who want to get a promotion at a company, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you really have to kind of develop in today's world. You kind of have to develop a personal brand that will help people. And here's the phrase. We've all heard the phrase: people do business with people they know, with people they like, and people they trust. There's a missing part of that. There's a really important missing part of that.
What is that?
And that is that they do business with people they remember.
Yes. How do you do business with someone you forget?
Yeah, you don't.
How is that even possible?
You might have been impressed with them, but then there some type of situation comes up, and you're thinking, oh man, who would be great for this? If you don't remember somebody, then
right. And I like to say that you have a personal brand whether you like it or not.
You do. It's no different than a company. I say to people, look, you have a brand, whether you've tried to have one or not. A brand.
Doesn't matter. You have it because it's in the perception.
And when you go down to where it's down to, it goes from a company down to a person. The person has a brand too. Yeah. And and Kay and I have very successfully built our company and personal brands over the years. And I finally said to Kay, this is, we should teach this too.
Yeah,
we've typically worked with companies and organizations, trade associations, groups like that. But now we want to say, hey, look, people, if you're a person who wants to get be more successful, get more done, be recognized, that type of thing, we're going to help you do that too, because we have been so successful at this. We found the secret sauce, and and so first thing we did was we sat down and we said, okay, I contacted our publisher, and I said, I got an idea for a book, and the book is personal branding, and they just said, done, we'll do it. Okay, so 2 weeks ago we sent in the manuscript to them for a book that is going to be called, the title is Uncopyable You: How to Get People to Know You, Like You, Trust You, and Remember You. So
that is fantastic. That's going to be so helpful to so many people at really almost any stage of a career.
Brown liquor.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so. I think, I mean, I hate to say this. Okay, I've had 2 bestsellers in my life. My first one was the book that I wrote in 1990, How to Get the Most Out of Trade Shows. And you talk about the power of a book. Okay. I just did a webinar on 2 days ago for a company who used to be a client of mine, but they were a client of mine because of this book that was written back in 1990.
Wow.
And they came back to me, and I haven't worked with them in probably 10 years.
They must have remembered you.
hello. Yeah. And we just had a fantastic time. And, but if they had not remembered me and remembered me fondly, right?
Yes.
Not remember me, then that high paying program on Tuesday would not have happened.
Right.
And so we want to help people. We want to with the Zig Ziglar attitude. We don't just want to help companies be successful. If you're listening to this,
right.
I want you to be successful.
Yeah, I love that.
And I want to help you. If you are still working on your branding, we want to tell you what we've done and show you how to do it. And so we're very excited. We're very excited about this. And I wish, and I am trying to figure out a way in my head, in my old head, how to connect the dots between Uncopyable You and Customer Outside.
Ah, interesting.
I don't have the answer right now, but I guarantee you I will.
Well, if somebody wants to understand themselves personally better, they could ask people what their impression is, or they could hand those the binoculars over to their friend or family member or associate or all, and say, what do you see when you look at me? And that's not the easiest thing in the world for some people to do, because they might not want to know all the answers. Some of it's going to be good, but some of it, we all have room for improvement, don't we?
Yeah, some of us do. Yeah.
I mean, I don't, but I mean,
most of us do. But not you and me.
No.
Oh God, we're so way. We're way past that. But
right. No, I love the Uncopyable You, though. That's telling you great.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to think of and I think you've already started the process of connecting the dots. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, that should be very fun. We're definitely going to stay in touch with each other's progress on the newest endeavors, no doubt. And maybe we'll have like some reunion episodes.
We might do that.
Who knows?
I mean, I'm already thinking of some reunion episodes.
I am too,
what we just talked about. So
I am,
because we just have such a good time together. Trust me, we have a really great time together. You should be listening to some of the conversations we have offline. Other than, I almost used another bad word again. I only upset my friend once. No, I shouldn't say that. I obviously had upset him multiple times, and he finally exploded on me one time. And and it's okay. I deserved it. So I just want to let everybody know that Dave Loomis is the real deal. And if you need any help with developing a better relationship, a better understanding with your clients, this is the dude you want to contact.
Well, that is very nice thing to say. Appreciative to you.
Don't respond. Don't go back and.
I'm not going to say anything nice about you.
I'm not asking for that. No, I just got a text. This is interesting. My phone is sitting here, and I don't really pay much attention to it, but I just got a text from my goddaughter, who is pregnant, and
it said, "You are the best."
Well, I said Kay and I had sent her. We bought her a massage, a prenatal massage.
Oh, very nice.
And apparently she just had it because she just sent this.
Is there a massage emoji?
I don't know. There wasn't on there.
I'm not sure what that would look like.
It just appeared and then it went away. And so
wow, anyway. Too funny. Okay.
All right, brother.
Well,
hey, you know what, brother? This is it, brother.
This is it for now.
The formal part.
This is it for now. I'll take us out, okay?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You have been listening to the B2B Marketing and Sales Podcast with Dave Loomis and Steve Miller. And we are so thankful and grateful for your support and listenership. And keep an eye out for the reunion episodes. They might appear out of nowhere. So subscribe, even though, just so you'll be alerted.
Don't be strangers.
Don't be strangers. And you know how to find us. I'm at loomismarketing.com, Dave at loomismarketing.com. And Steve, your web address and email, what is that?
What? Am I supposed to remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I would say go to beuncopyable.com.
There you go.
Because that way you can see both my smoking hot wife.
Perfect.
And if you need to reach me, Steve M. The Steve M. at beuncopyable.com.
I love it. All right, folks. We're out of here, and it's been a great ride.
What a ride.
Thank you all.
It's been a blast.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the one and only B2B Marketing and Sales Podcast, the source for B2B marketing and sales insight. If you enjoyed the podcast, please be sure to subscribe and leave these old guys a 5-star rating. Check the show notes for any links and contact information. You can always contact us by going to b2bmarketingsalespodcast.com. Thank you, and keep on marketing, keep on selling.